Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the book I read for February Buzzwordathon. So for February, the Buzzwordathon prompt was titles with a color in them. And I chose for my stacks this Words in Deep Blue because I had bought it a while ago and didn't really remember anything about it and was like, you know, I should probably read that now because it's definitely gotten lost in the stacks of books that I buy. Yes, I know I have a problem. If you want further confirmation, I made a whole video about how I spend too much money on books, so have at it, please. So the good news is that I like this book a lot more than I liked January's book. January's book really messed with me. Like, I did not realize until I was actually going through that footage and editing it, like, how upset that book had made me. And I feel like you can actually see it, like, in the footage. Like, I look upset when I'm talking about parts of that book. So this one went much better than that. The negative is that because it was just a good book, nothing too insanely great about it, nothing that unique, I don't have that much to say about it. This is a YA book. It's about two teens living in Australia. Their names are Henry and Rachel. And back when they were 14, they lived in the same town, they were best friends, and Henry's family owns this bookstore. And one of the features of this bookstore is that they have this library where you don't actually buy the books. You can go and read them, and you're allowed to write in them and leave notes to people or circle things that you think were important. And it's just kind of like a little cute little gimmick. As you're going through the book, you'll see there'll be little parts. You know, it'll just be like letters people have left to each other in the book. So Rachel's in love with Henry, and one night she decides she's going to tell him because she's moving to another town. And she does so by leaving a letter for him in one of the books in the lending library, in his favorite book. And she leaves a note for him too, telling him to go look for it. She moves away the next day and he never responds. He never even says like, hey, I got your letter. I just don't feel the same way. Let's still be friends. So she just kind of ignores him and she's moved away. So there's this distance and they just kind of fall out of touch with each other. Fast forward to present day. Rachel has lost her brother in a tragic swimming accident. And she moves back to her old hometown to kind of like start back over and runs into Henry again. And they rekindle their friendship and eventually romance. It was cute. It was funny. There's just a lot of cute, fun stuff in it. I liked most of the characters. I liked the relationship. I liked the writing. I only gave it 4 stars just because like there was nothing particularly special about it. Like nothing, like no great gimmick. Like the gimmick I guess was supposed to be kind of library angle, and there's lots of like quotes from other books, classic books, that type of thing. So it's fun, but there's just like nothing that really hooked me. Every animal in my house is in here right now, probably making a ton of noise, so I'm sorry you hear them in the background. But in terms of just like a fun YA book, it had a lot to offer. Something kind of fun about it is that the characters in this book are 18, most of them, but because they're in Australia, they're able to go to bars and drink publicly, legally. So that's kind of a fun aspect of it that you wouldn't see if this took place in America. I liked it because the main character, Henry, he really loved books. He loves his bookstore. He loves the little the little special library thing. It's just cute and there's some fun gimmicks, but I'm not even really that worried about spoiling this book because there's just not that much to spoil. It kind of just goes as you expected it to. So yeah, it was successful in that it was a fun read and I enjoyed it, but I just don't have that much to share about it. However, next month I have this little jewel. I honestly have no idea where this book came from. I almost think maybe it was something my sister left here. Rebecca, if you're watching this, please leave a comment below and tell me if that's true or not, because I just have no idea where this came from. Like pretty much all the other books I could kind of be like, oh yeah, I think I bought it that one day with the other books. This one I have no idea. The story actually sounds kind of interesting. It's about Anna and Bennett were never supposed to meet. She lives in 1995 Chicago and he lives in 2012 San Francisco. But Bennett has the unique ability to travel through time and space, which brings him into Anna's life, and with him, a new world of adventure and possibility. As the relationship deepens, the two face the reality that time may knock Bennett back to where he belongs. even as a devastating crisis throws everything they believe into question. So like, that sounds pretty good. But like this cover. Why? Ugh. This cover is just like such a turn off. I have not started it, even though it is currently March 8th, maybe? So I kind of got to get to work on it. But like, where did this come from? It just suddenly appeared one day in my I don't even know at what point. I almost want to go back through my old videos and look at my book stacks and see if I can pinpoint when this one popped up, because I don't know where it came from. But either way, next time I'll tell you guys about this one, and I have a feeling there might be a little bit more to talk about with this book. So see you next time.